just a good old boy.
Well, y'all, we're baling hay again today. Rolling today is Johnson grass. I saw something funny on a forum on Facebook. I guess it had been last night. Somebody posted a thing that said for all the Johnson grass haters, and it had a list of the nutrient values and everything in Johnson grass, and it was better than everything else on the list. Other than Bermuda, regular Bermuda, not coastal Bermuda, just regular, average, ordinary Bermuda like we bale. It was that was really the only grass that was notable on there. I mean, everything else was like broom sage and other crap that's like terrible. Below it, but it was ranked number one in the list. But they didn't show alfalfa, they didn't show clover, they didn't show rye, they didn't show wheat, they didn't show fescue, they didn't show timothy, they didn't show any of these other grasses that are known to be good grasses, which is typically what a lot of people bale. They didn't show any of those, but they just had the only notable grass that was a little bit, not even a lot, just a tad less, was Bermuda. Which, if you cut Johnson grass, it's got some nutritional value, but the animals won't eat it. They won't eat it. They just will not eat it. Even if you cut it short, it's just so much tougher with such a larger stalk and everything that they can't eat it. If you cut it when you should cut it every single time, you'd go broke, because you got to cut Johnson grass when it's short three to four times just to get what you could if it was fescue or something else in its place off the same field. So you've got all that extra time, all that extra diesel, all that extra wear and tear of the machine spinning, riding around the field trying to get it up, and it's not a good grass. There is no argument that makes it a good grass. Does it come up in everybody's fields? Yeah, it's a nuisance because you can't kill it out. And it spreads like crazy. And there's no profitability there as far as money. It may have a decent amount of nutritional value compared to some grasses, but it's not the best. And then it's a loss of money by the time you bale it the way it needs to be baled and everything. It just costs so much to do it, there's not enough there. You're far better off planting other things with higher nutritional value and everything and being out the same expense. It's just not worth it. It's what it all boils down to. And I don't know. You can't. I don't know. Whatever. Y'all know how I feel. There's darn sounds on my monitor. These cameras I have that mounts on these tractors and stuff, they have microphones on them for sound. You can actually turn them on and listen to the machine run from inside the cab, and that way you can hear if you wanted to, if there's something wrong outside the cab that you might not be able to pick up due to the insulation of the cabs on the outside. And when I turn that thing on so I can see the bale come out the back, it makes that racket. So if you ever wonder what I'm talking about when I have to mute it, that's what it is. But that just cracked me up. And then I seen that they left out all the other higher nutritional value grasses for the majority on that chart. And I posted one of the little photographs that does it's kind of like a little video that you put in, and it was Trump, and it was just a joke. It said fake news, and it was supposed to be funny. Of course, the forum deleted it and said that it was political. Really? That's political? Have we really gotten to a point now where it's that bad anymore that you can't even make just a little meme or whatever they call them, little cartoon picture things as a joke? There was no cuss words, there was no language, there was no mention of anything. I just put the little thing and it was Trump and it said fake news in highlighted letters underneath it. That was it, just as a joke. But everybody's so sensitive these days that you can't say or do anything anymore. I thought that was pathetic, but whatever. I got a good laugh out of it, so I didn't really care. But I mean, it's just, golly. And that's like some of these wacko birds that's out there. Sometimes they don't expect somebody like me to come back at them. Sometimes I just come back at them just for the fun of it. Used to, I'd get all worked up and about something they would say or something, and then now I just try to antagonize them because that's what they're trying to do to me. So I want them to sit there and get ill. That's what I want, because what they're doing is they're trying to make stabs at me to get a reaction out of me. Little do they know, they think they're getting a reaction out of me, but I'm actually sitting there pressing their buttons just like and turning it around on them just like they were trying to do to me, because I don't care anymore at this point. I just don't. A lot of crap, it just doesn't matter to me. You can't change people's minds for nothing. They had to do it on their own. They've got to realize it on their own. Whatever. But I just thought that was ridiculous, though, with that whole deal. Whatever. I mean, I was just trying to have a little fun, make a little laugh, And of course, everybody always takes it the wrong way and gets all bent out of shape about every dang thing anymore. No wonder there's no actual comedy shows or TV on anymore that somebody can laugh at, because you can't say anything without somebody getting all bent out of shape, upset about it, and making it miserable for everybody else. When it's just an innocent joke. I mean, it's just, Lord have mercy. But what do? It is what it is. Can't do nothing about it. People are the way they are. I've had a little trouble the last few days with New Holland. It's not my dealer that I'm using now. The dealer I'm using now has been good to me. They've been excellent, done a good job. Can't complain about them. It's the actual company itself is the problem. There's two issues I'm having. One is getting parts. The last 3 times I've ordered New Holland parts, it's taken me 6 days every time to get the parts. When I'm told it's only supposed to take 2, which it used to only take 2. I used to get them over at Gainesville over there, and it would take me two days. That was it. And now it's got to where it takes 6 days. They don't know why it's taking 6 days. They just, I don't know what to do. And the kicker is to cut out some of the time, or say I'm a long ways from this dealer. I got to drive a good piece to get to them. And in order to get them to direct ship the package, say from New Holland's warehouse to me. I do this all the time with AGCO and Klaus and a lot of the other companies I use, because Canes is 45 minutes from me. So it's easier for me just sometimes have it just shipped, unless it's something larger that's going to cost me a lot in shipping. So what I'll do is I'll have them just direct ship it from wherever it's coming from to me, and it's easy. It takes a couple days to get there, and it's done. And I don't have to pay. It's just ground shipping. I don't have to pay any extra crazy shipping or nothing. Same price as if I was just picking it up at the store, because they still have to include the shipping to get it to them. And that's every dealer that I go to. But New Holland won't do that. The only way, from what I've been told by the dealers, is that they will ship me hay directly to me from the dealer. Or not from the dealer, from the warehouse where it's coming from. It has to be overnighted. Well, I mean, my God, y'all know if you've ever ordered parts overnight. I mean, unbelievable how much it costs to get a part overnighted. I had to get one solenoid. This is the LS 170 at our stockyard, tore up again. It's got a lot of hours on it. It's not the machine. The machine's been a good machine. It's just got a lot of hours on it. There's a few things I don't like about it, but it is what it is. And it's got a lot of hours. So it's tore up. It's got some issues. The injection pump fuel shutoff solenoid went bad, which is what kills the engine on a skid steer. And it's went bad. Well, it was $110, which is high. You would really kind of high, but that seems to be the new normal now. You can't even walk into a parts place anymore without spending $100 on something. I mean, it's unless it's an oil filter or an air filter. And sometimes those are that high. But it is $110. Well, I said, okay, I gotta have it. Whatever. It ain't nothing you do. You gotta have it. It's the only place you can get it. You gotta have it. So I'm like, whatever. I gotta have it. Well, then I asked them, can you just ship it to me directly? That way I don't have to drive up there. And then that was when they told me that they couldn't ship. Well, they quoted me the overnight price. The overnight price was $60 for one little solenoid that big. One. And I said, and they told me, said, well, it'll be here in 2 days. And I done had this issue with it taking long time to get parts lately, and I've let it go, and I'm kind of been like, well, whatever. Maybe this time it'll get here in 2 days. We needed it bad, but maybe this time it'll get here in 2 days. Because I asked them 2 or 3 times, are you sure it'll be here in 2 days? Yep, that's what they got. They say it'll be here in 2 days. I said, okay. Well, I ordered it without overnight. Should have overnighted it, because what happened was, wound up, had to rent a loader. Then I was down for all those days, didn't have a machine. We had to tote the hay from one side of the property to where the shed's at that the hay goes in, all the way to the other end of the barn and feed a bunch of whey cows. I don't even know how many they had. It's like, there's a lot. There's a lot of them up there. And it wasn't just a handful. And they did that all week long because the buyer didn't come pick them up. They left them up there. And we didn't have a loader. So we went up and had to rent a loader. So then we was out that money. All because this part didn't show up in the time that it was supposed to. And I cannot just say, well, just ship it direct to me. Not that it would probably make any difference, but if I was having a dealer problem and my closest dealer is 2 hours away, I can't even get it direct shipped to me without paying overnight fees. Then I've got to pay overnight costs. And God help if it's a large part that's heavy. That's just unfathomable to me to believe that this company is this way. I mean, that's ridiculous. You can't expect that out of people. And people can't be down for 6 days waiting on one little solenoid. And it's a common part. I didn't even no sooner get on the phone. I didn't even tell them what it was or nothing. And I said the solenoid for the fuel shutoff was bad. And they said, oh yeah, I already know what you need. And as soon as I told him it's LS, he said, I know what it is. He said, I know what you need. You know how many of these machines are out there floating around? Apparently they all take basically the same one, and it's a common thing. So, I mean, one, you would think that they would have had it. I don't know if they were sold out of them or what, but they knew the exact part number, the exact part, everything, without even having to look it up. He went in and looked it up anyway, just to be sure. But it was exactly what he thought it was, exact part number he thought it was, and he knew exactly where it should be in the store. And lo and behold, I didn't have it, and he had to order it, and it took 6 days just to get this thing. 6 days, and I'm at a loss with it. I mean, that's just, I don't know. I have heard rumblings that there is going to be a dealer pop up, maybe closer to me. I've kind of been hearing a little bit of rumors that there's a new dealer coming that's going to be closer. that's actually by one of our farms that we have leased. So that would be a little bit nicer, even though I don't mind dealing with people I'm dealing with right now. It's just a long ways for me to have to travel, so I just don't want to have to deal with all that. And that would be the only reason I would change dealers right now. I mean, they've been fair, and their parts have been priced decent, and a little bit cheaper than the last dealer I was at. But I mean, 6 days is just, I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. Is that normal? The other people that has New Holland equipment that's bought parts in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Is that normal? And you've had to order it. Is that normal here lately? I mean, I don't understand what the deal is there. I think we've got 3 New Holland pieces of machinery. They're all skid steers, okay? We've got 3 pieces of their machinery. And this is my opinion as a customer, looking at them and knowing what I've seen over the last several years out of them. I had 4 pieces of machinery. We did have a rake of theirs. They didn't really ever show it. It was just a regular sidebar rake that we kept for backup. We used it for years, but when we went to wheel rakes, we parked the thing and we haven't used it really since. Unless we were squire baling when we had the old side deliver squire baler. Sometimes we would rake with it when the hay was real heavy because it was a smaller baler than the inlines, and it was easier for it to bale. We could cut down the rows substantially on size with it, and it would help that way. But we've since gotten rid of it in the last year because we never used it. Somebody else wanted it, and they're using it. So I mean, and it was a good rake. Don't get me wrong. It's an old Sperry New Holland rake, side pull. I mean, the old design. It may not have been a Sperry. It may have just been a New Holland. But it was still the same rake, the old style rake. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's just a little bit disgusting to me, honestly, because of all that. It's just, I don't know. So y'all let me know what y'all think, and tell me what y'all been dealing with. And tell me if y'all think that is acceptable. But I honestly think that from what I've been seeing, if something doesn't change pretty quick, they're going to be out of business in our area. I mean, they've only got 1 dealer left that's within an hour and a half of me. Everybody else has quit them. And that dealer honestly looked like they were really backing off. They didn't have a lot of their equipment, and it just looked like, and there's another manufacturer there, and there's a lot of their stuff. It just looks like they're kind of easing away from it. And that's just my thing. I'm just like, it looks like to me New Holland is not doing good right now, and it would not surprise me if we don't start hearing talks about them possibly shutting down in our area anyway. I don't know about other places, but here in our area it's gotten that bad. So let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.